Greetings, Attorney Derek DeBrosse coming back at you from Columbus, Ohio, munitionsgroup.com, handling all your legal concerns and needs regarding the firearms industry as well as firearm rights. Today's question comes from a Greg who writes, "Thank you for the incredibly helpful YouTube series. Greg, we appreciate your following us and we appreciate the kind words." He states that he's learned quite a bit from it, and that is always our goal. My question revolves around my move from Florida to Ohio. Should be the other way around, I think, Greg, but okay, let's go with it. As I'm sure you're aware, Florida issues both a resident and non-resident CCW permit. I am aware of that. And certain states only honor the former, meaning the residential versus the non-residential. While a Florida resident, I obtained a CCW permit. My research has not turned up anything indicating that Ohio discriminates between the two varieties of Florida permit. Am I correct to assume my resident Florida permit would still be honored in Ohio now that I'm an Ohio resident? So let me address that question. He has some follow-ups. I haven't looked at this in a long time, so if there's any followers or listeners that have a different take, please drop it in the comments below or shoot me an email. I'd like to know. But I agree, Greg. I have not found any research in the years that I've done this that would indicate that we would treat it any differently. It would need to be a valid permit, so as long as Florida recognizes it and that the mere fact that you move doesn't invalidate it. Some states, if you're no longer a resident, may say you can have a resident permit. Which is why they offer the non-resident permit. In fact, Ohio offers a non-resident permit if you're employed in our state. But I know Florida, actually, this came up this week in our practice. We have many clients that have come to us, and for whatever reason, Ohio may restrict them. It's possible sometimes to get a non-resident permit from another state for which the state of Ohio would recognize you. I generally don't recommend that. I haven't seen any cases of note that would say you're doing anything illegal, but I think it's always better to get your home state's license if possible. Which is a good interlude to your follow-up, Greg. Is there any added value in seeking an Ohio CHL? Perhaps something as simple as streamlining possible interactions with law enforcement. I mean, you hit the nail on the head there, Greg. That may help. I've never seen a real issue with having an out-of-state permit. Most officers in Ohio are, for the most part, fairly informed of what states we reckon. Well, we recognize every state that has a concealed carry license as of a couple of years ago. But most officers seem to understand that, and generally is not a problem. My biggest concern would be, one, is the valid that you have actually valid if you are moving to Ohio, no longer resident in that state? And then, of course, two, making sure it doesn't expire and that you're able to meet the requirements going forward. But I hope that answers your questions, Greg, or at least gives you some insight into it. As always, drop comments below. Keep watching. Tell your friends about us. We appreciate all the support. We'll keep doing what we are doing and fighting the good fight. And as always, be safe and carry on.